Hi, this is Reg Athwal, and welcome to another episode of Book Videos. This is the next one, The Rise of the Robots by Martin Ford. This book was written in 2015. I decided to reread it again this week, and it's so relevant with what's going on right now in the world when it comes to unemployment. For many years, I've been lecturing at many conferences around the world, working with family business clients, and one of the things I've always talked about is innovation. And the thing I always say is that today this is Reg 1.0, and in the future there'll be Reg 2.0. I believe Reg 2.0 has already arrived based on doing a lot more virtual educational content delivery, webinars, this video right now. I believe this is Reg 2.0. But I also believe in the next 5 years, maximum 10 years, but I believe in the next 5 years that there'll be Reg 3.0, because 2.0 today is going to be replaced, is going to become redundant. I'll be sitting here not as Reg 1 or 2, but 3.0, which will be Reg the Robot. And Reg the Robot can deliver any content that I've ever created in my lifetime immediately with impact. Reg 3.0 can speak in any language in the world. Reg 3.0 has an archive of all the things that have happened in previous sessions, interacting with audiences, Q&A, all embedded into the memory. Now, who would you rather hire? So let's talk about the book. A few things that I think are really relevant that I want to read out to you. The first one here. The fact is that routine may not be the best word to describe the jobs most likely to be threatened by technology. A more accurate term might be predictable. Could another person learn to do your job by studying a detailed record of everything you've done in the past? Or could someone become more proficient by repeating the task that you've already completed, in the way that a student might take practice tests to prepare for an exam? If so, then there's a good chance that algorithm may someday be able to learn to do much or all of your job. That's made especially likely as the big data phenomenon continues to unfold. Organizations are collecting incomprehensible amounts of information about nearly every aspect of their operations. And a great many jobs and tasks are likely to be encapsulated in that data, waiting for the day when a smart machine learning algorithm comes along and begins teaching itself by delving into the record left by its human predecessors. Wow, there's a lot to take in there. Because just imagine if there was 100 Reg 3.0s as family business advisors right now, and all 100 of them are virtually working with 100 different clients, all at the same time. And there's a question asked to one of those 100 Reg 3.0 robot advisors. And based on answering the question, all of the other 99 are uploaded immediately with that data. Wow. What's going to happen in the consulting industry in the next 5-10 years? What's going to happen to the financial services industry? There's already a concept out there of robo-advisors in the financial sector. So as you think about that, what's going to happen in your business? What could become predictable? That's the key word here, not just routine, but predictable. If someone is there with that individual, time and time again, it can learn from the past what can become predictable, and maybe that job will become obsolete in your company and possibly your industry. The second one I've got here, especially to do with the retail industry, because I think this is relevant right now with the coronavirus crisis and what's going on with retail businesses that are complete lockdown. While many retailers may choose to bring automation into traditional retail configurations, others may instead elect to entirely redesign their stores. Perhaps, in essence, turning them into scaled-up vending machines. Stores of this type might consist of an automated warehouse with an attached showroom where customers could examine products and samples and then place their orders. Orders might then be delivered directly to the customers or perhaps even loaded robotically into the vehicles. Regardless of the specific technological path ultimately followed by the retail industry, it's difficult to imagine that the eventual result won't be more robots and machines and significantly fewer jobs for people. The retail industry in the next 5-10 years is going to go through a transformation, I believe, with this crisis right now. Retailers who want to survive in the future have to start thinking this way. Maybe it's time to get rid of most of those stores and keep one flagship outlet. Maybe it's time to go to a warehouse setup. As this book states, talking about the rise of the robots, it's not just about robots. It's also about human beings losing their jobs because things are going to be structured differently. So moving on, the last bit of this book video is talking about polarization and part-time jobs. And I think this is also relevant with the unemployment situation going on around the world. A further new problem is that jobs being created during economic recoveries are generally worse than those destroyed by recessions. Interesting. In 2012 study, economists analyzed data from recent US recessions and found that the jobs most likely to permanently disappear are the good middle class jobs. Are you in the middle class right now? Well, those are the jobs that disappear, while the jobs that tend to get created during recoveries are largely concentrated in low-wage sectors like retail, hospitality, and food preparation. And to a lesser extent, in high-skilled professions that require extensive training. That would be the fourth area. This has been especially true over the course of the recovery that began in 2009. So when we think about the recovery from 2009 and look at what's happening in 2020, if we are going to go into a global recession, however long that lasts, and then move to the recovery situation, what type of jobs are going to disappear in the middle class sector? What type of jobs will become more relevant in the lower wage categories? Many of these new wage jobs are also part-time. Between the start of the Great Recession in December 2007 and August 2013, about 5 million full-time jobs in the United States were vaporized. But the number of part-time jobs actually increased approximately 3 million. Now, I found this really interesting because we talk about unemployment figures, employment is getting better, employment is getting better, but the truth is, employment is not getting better. What's happening is full-time jobs are converting into part-time jobs, as well as real unemployment happening in parallel. So that's very false with the data that's given to us sometimes by the media and news programs telling us about what's happening with employment. Further on, it says that increase in part-time work has occurred entirely among workers who have had their hours cut or would like a full-time job but are unable to find one. In the UK, there has also been an increase in part-time work, with 1 in 5 new UK jobs created between 2008 and 2013 being part-time. On a similar basis, the use of so-called zero-hour contracts has ballooned, accounting for 0.5% of the workforce in 2008 and a 2.25% in 2014. So what does this all mean? It means when it comes to the economy, there's definitely going to be a wipeout of solid middle-skill, middle-class jobs, and then to replace them with a combination of low-wage service jobs and high-skill professional jobs that are generally unattainable for most of the workforce. This has been dubbed the job market polarization situation. So these are a few things to consider. This is a great book, 2015, and now it's 2020. And there's so much here to read. I'd suggest you get onto Amazon, go and check it out. It's been voted one of the books of the year, business books of the year back in 2015. Having a chance to reread it again, it's definitely relevant with what's going on right now. So think about changing your business model. How can, whether you're retail, hospitality, other service sectors, how can your model change? What's happening with the middle class right now? What jobs are going to go and maybe not come back? Where are jobs when it comes to not just the routine, but looking at the bigger picture of where it could be replaced with either automation, algorithms, and how robots, whether it's robots who are real physical robots in a warehouse situation, could load vehicles, or whether it's in the example I gave you at the beginning of robo-advisors, where it's not a physical robot. Essentially, it looks like Reg, but it's not Reg, and it's far superior than version 1.0 and 2.0 today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed some of the things that I've shared. Hopefully it's got your mind popping. Maybe watch the video again and make some notes. Please share it. I want to make sure more and more people are inspired at home or watching the book video show here on YouTube. Press the like button. Make sure you put your comments below. If you've read this book before, make sure that you leave the comments below. If you haven't and you managed to pick it up from Amazon or anywhere else on the bookshop and you read it, come back and leave your comments of what your thoughts were. So again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.